Hello Aquarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Four of Pentacles. Yes, you're a very practical person. I feel that you are, you're sort of a creature of habit lately, you know? I feel like you always have loved novelty and innovation and progress, and you've always loved sort of doing new things and going outside of your comfort zone. I feel like lately you just kind of have been enjoying the routine. Things have calmed down in your life a little bit, and I think that's a good thing. I think that you have, in something in your life, you've gone back to basics. Spirit's telling me that, like, in whatever skill you know you're like into, you sort of went back to the fundamentals. You went back to the foundations of it, right? If you're a musician, you went back to just sort of learning the chords again or whatever. That there's a basic skill set. You know, that maybe you love cooking so much, and lately you've just said, I'm going to go back, I'm going to just like learn how to boil an egg again. You know, I'm going to learn how to make spaghetti again, like the basics, right? How to dice, how to chiffonade, and that sort of thing, you know. Because I feel that there is, I feel like there's some sort of pleasure, there's some sort of satisfaction in just that sort of calm, and I feel like it's just kind of, I feel like you live a more quiet life, and you're focused on these other things. Yeah. I feel that there is a health situation that has just improved, or it is improving. Maybe that's part of this, part of the energy, part of the need for routine or going back to basics. Maybe you're having to learn some of the basics again. Okay, it could be. But the interesting thing here is the card that volunteered itself out of the pack as I was shuffling is the Six of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. It's just kind of like you're going from a 4, basics, getting the routine down again, getting those fundamental skills again, and then here you are sort of back to perfection, back to the beauty and bliss and harmony. It's almost Spirit's way of saying, don't worry, you're going to be right back where you were before. Maybe you were just some amazing chef. Now you're sort of learning how to, boil the egg again. You're going to be right back to being spectacular, A Six of Pentacles, right back to the beauty and the perfection of things. And I think that this is really the return to health, We think of the Four of Pentacles as like, okay, I'm stable. Stable condition is good. This is like, whoa, miraculous recovery, Now, I'm not a doctor. This isn't a medical reading, but you understand the sort of the difference between these two. Now we're going to put some more cards out, see what else we can get here. We've got a Hierophant. Okay, that makes sense. We've got the Sun card. We've got the Queen of Swords. And the 10. From 4 to 6 to 10 of Pentacles. Oh, yeah. So you're right back to your optimal conditioning, right back to your fighting weight, right back to your beauty, your harmony, your perfection. And this is kind of like you're in the prime of your life. I don't know. I don't care how old you are. I don't know. Maybe you're really young. Maybe you're getting up there in age like I am. Whatever age you are, I feel like the Six of Pentacles is kind of saying like you're in the best shape of your life. You're in the best, whether this is talking physically and health, sort of wellness or well-being, or if this is in some skill, right? Or some activity that you're in. Maybe it's a sport. I don't know. But this is sort of you getting back to that perfect condition. This is where you're just in that the best shape of your life, the prime condition, the most optimal sort of energy. Okay. And to me, it sort of feels like someone, especially with the Hierophant down here, feels like somebody who has sort of been teaching something for a long time, and then everybody's like, yeah, you're teaching it, but can you still do it? And then you sort of you put on your gi, you get on the mat in the dojo, and you start kicking some ass, and you're like, yeah, I still got it, Or maybe there's some sort of maybe I don't know if this is kind of just something to sort of prove to yourself, or maybe there was a health thing or an injury, and now you've recovered from that, but you've been taking it slow, you've just been back to basics, and now maybe that Six of Pentacles is saying, now's the real test of you. Are you back to the level that you were at? Are you back to that high level of mastery, that high level of performance or proficiency that you were? And I think you are, and I think it's leading to just like really unexpected blessings here. 10 of Pentacles in the future position. Absolutely, absolutely wonderful. Spirit's saying don't rush anything right now. Okay? If you're thinking of going from that 4 to that 6, don't rush it. Okay? You'll know when you're ready. And I think that's part of these two energies here. But let's finish up putting our cards down. We've got another 4 of Wands, 4 of Swords too. We'll only get the 4 of Cups, and we got 4 to a 6 there too. I'm thinking maybe 6 of Wands here. No, 10. Yeah, close. 10 here. Very interesting cards. Very, very interesting cards. And these two are the major arcana energies. Interesting. Yeah, this is something else. Okay, because we don't have any water energy here, Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor, infinite and unknown, and we're going to set it down right here. We're going to put Danny, aka Tortuga, right on top, our little sea turtle. I guess it's a sea turtle. That's what somebody says. I don't really know. Anyway, we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need. Okay? If you have a prediction for that card, I want you to put it in the comments down below. All right, let's do it together. We can make it a group exercise. I think it would be fun, and I think it's good for us to practice. Yeah. Let's take a look around the room, though, because we do see 2 major arcana. We have our fire card. Fire card. We've got air, air, and air. We've got earth, earth, and earth. So really, this is a question of do you believe in yourself, And with the air and earth, it's kind of like if you think it, you can do it. If you believe it, it will materialize. This is one of those this is the way that we manifest. This is the way very often I talk about the fire to earth connection, about how we are manifesting that spiritual electrical circuit of creation, fire to earth, But we even have the air to earth, and this is really about the air being the perfect conductor of that spiritual fire, that electricity, headed toward the earth, right? Headed toward manifestation. So really, these readings are about, if you pay attention to the readings, a little secret here, if you pay attention to them week after week, there are hints here and there about how we can become the architects of our reality. Okay, and this is not. This is a subject that has to be explained with metaphor and analogy and subtle hints and suggestions and innuendo. And this is another one of those, right? Air to earth. If you think it, it can materialize. What you believe is what you will be. The thoughts that you hold in your head are in your mind are what are going to sort of become. They're going to solidify and become your reality. It's going to become your experience. Okay, so what we have here is a lot of air, air, and air, matching up with the earth, earth, and the earth. And of course, we do have the fire. We do have a couple of major arcana. We don't have any water energy, and the water energy is telling me that you're never without heart. Something happened to you, but I don't know if it was something serious, but your heart was always strong. Your heart, it has always been in it. So Spirit's not showing us any water cards, because that's not a factor. You never lost heart. And maybe you were at the top of your game in some sport or some profession. Maybe you got injured or you got sick, and you kind of had to start from the ground floor. You had to start from the basics, the fundamentals again, and work your way up and prove to yourself that you still got the right stuff, you know. But you never lost heart. You never gave up. You know, you never, and I think even with the air energy that we see, you never had any doubts really either. I think that you've had to field and parry some doubts coming from other people. I think there's been people in your life that haven't believed in you, but you sort of didn't let that bother you, right? Very, very good. So the Six of Pentacles, like I said, this is someone who's at the top of their game. This is the best, I'm in the best shape of my life. This is the best performance of my life. This is really the zenith of your career in baseball, you know, where you're hitting the right batting average, and it's just the best that you'll ever be. Okay? And I feel like you're getting back here again. And we're coming off of this four, and I think it's because of this Four of Pentacles, because you are, like Spirit's saying, you're not rushing it. Okay? I also think you're not relying on anyone else. See, we've got one court card here. Only one. And lately in the readings, we've been getting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know, a lot of court cards, right? And the more court cards we have, the more influence from other people in your life. Okay? And right now, we just see the one. And I think this one is really your kind of... this is your higher mind. This is that part of your mind that rises above the heart, the emotions, rises above the intellect, right? The mentalization of things, and is able to hit that upper atmosphere, right? Where you can connect with Spirit. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's right at the edge of, I don't know what is the top layer of the Earth's atmosphere. I don't know what the ionosphere, I don't know what the last layer is, but that's where you are. And you're right, so you're right at the edge of space. You're in the Earth realm here, and then there's outer space right here, right? And this is that liminal space where the Queen of Swords can access. It's sort of, it rises above, like I said, the heart and the mind, to get to that upper edge of the atmosphere where it's kind of like Spirit's on one side of the fence, you're on the other, and you're having a conversation, okay? And so I feel like you're not relying on any other people in your life. You're relying on yourself and on Spirit. Right? Thou art that. It's kind of the same thing here. But we don't see the other court cards, so I feel like you're being told not to rely on other people right now. Because really no one else can do this work for you. No one else can return your vitality to you. Okay? There can be other people out there that motivate you. But I don't know that that's really even something happening. And maybe you live a little bit of a solitary existence. Or maybe you're just sort of keeping people away. And I can feel that. Sometimes when I feel like this is... honestly, I feel like it's some sort of a physical recovery. Okay, but that's the vibe, that's the energy. Doesn't mean that's exactly the detail for everybody, okay? But I feel like it's kind of one of these things where we don't want anyone to see us like this. So when I'm recovering, no, stay away. I'm going to do this on my own. And, it's the way we kind of keep our loved ones away when we're sick. For one, we don't want them to get sick, but we don't want anyone to see us that way, you know? When I was... I had a liver transplant. Now, what are we in 2024? It is actually in a couple of weeks. It's going to be the 14th anniversary of my liver transplant. September 5th of 2010, just after my 30th birthday. I had a liver transplant. All my organs failed, except for my heart, and I think that's important here for you too. And I remember, in my recovery, learning how to do everything again, learning how to walk again, learning how to eat and swallow and learning how to breathe again. Getting kind of choked up. There was this impulse to sort of keep everybody away. I didn't want anybody to see me until I was, back on my feet and I had my color back and I had put some weight on again. I got very, very thin. Put some weight back on and I felt like I was healthy and strong. And then it's kind of like, to reemerge and be back in the world at that point. So I understand that energy. I think that's part of this Four of Swords that we see over here. And I think really it's a way of it's kind of the way of avoiding the distractions. We don't want that distraction because I'm focused on doing this work every day, doing these exercises or these breathing exercises or whatever. And I don't know if this is something physical for you. It feels like it because of the earth energy. But this could be something that's more intellectual for you. It could be a business kind of thing. And, maybe that's part of it too. Maybe it doesn't have to be related to your physical body, but it could be related to your financial body or your career or something like this, where we kind of had to start over again. We sort of had to start from the ground floor. We had to go back to basics. Maybe there's been a financial loss. Maybe there was, a business kind of started to go down a little bit. But whatever it is, great news. You're bringing everything back to its former glory. Whether this is physical health or financial health or the health of the business, it's coming back to its fine. It's going to be as good, if not better, than it was before. Okay. And the Hierophant down here shows me that, for one, this is what you're relying on, right? This is sort of Spirit saying you're relying on yourself only, your true self, your higher self. Okay. That emissary from Spirit that is within you. Okay. This also telling me that you sort of, that you know that this situation is bringing you something more than what you had before. In other words, having gone through this, you're not just back to your fighting weight. You're not just, things are as good as they were before. Yes, but there's something extra. There's something more now for you having gone through this experience, that you've gained some wisdom, that you've gained a glimpse of something else in the world that that you didn't have before. Let's say, if this is a health thing or something, just you going through this process of starting from the 4 of Pentacles and working your way back up to the 6 and, oh boy, the 10 in the future. You're gaining valuable wisdom here. Wisdom that not everybody has. Through the experience, that not everybody has this experience. Not everybody is doing what you're doing. Okay? There are many people in the same position, but I don't think very many people are achieving what you're achieving here with this. You're kind of a rare case, okay? So it's giving you a lot of wisdom. And I think this is wisdom that you can pass on to others. Okay? So you might even feel that like, hey, this, maybe I should write a book about this, Maybe this is something that I need to share with the world. Share your story. Share your wisdom. Share your experience and what it has taught you. Okay? And with the air energy that we see, it probably is through writing or maybe public speaking, right? Maybe that's kind of your thing. We do see the sun back here. And sometimes the sun represents that kind of motivational speaker. But I think this is sort of the former glory, right? This is the card. It's in the background. It's in the past position. It kind of feels that like there was part of you at one point thought, this was the prime of my life. This was the zenith of things. This was the sun at high noon. And it's never going to be that again. That things will never be this good anymore. And this is kind of like we're living high on the hog. This is the best life, and it's just, everything is perfect. We're invincible. And then of course we got to go back to the fundamentals. Okay, but we're going to get back to where we were. And really, the 10 of Pentacles is saying that we're going to achieve this again, but it's going to maybe look different. Obviously, right? The details are going to be different. Okay. It's not going to look exactly how it looked before, but I think the spirit is going to be there, right? And the Ten of Pentacles is that the picture of your best life. This is what it was before. Let's say this was you, your consciousness, you're looking out at your best life, okay? And this was a certain thing in the past, and you're right, you can never get that back. You can never go back to what that was. You can have this, though, right? And this is the new best life that you're going to be looking out upon. So in a certain sense, it's going to be the same as it was before, but it's going to look very different. Because we're human, and this is the nature of the linear time that we perceive, right? Things change, right? Things develop over time. And that's sort of how we measure time, right? With the perception of change. How does the sun change position in the sky? It sort of gives us our idea of how much time has passed. That sort of thing. Anyway, so the Ten of Pentacles is the new picture of your best life. And maybe it's gonna look different than what it was before. You're older now, you've been through this whole experience, but this is the best life, right? This is the new best life. And so this to me is really spectacular. This is unexpected blessings, right? Especially because it's kind of like we're hoping to just get back to the sort of optimal condition, to be able to do the same things we used to do just as well as we used to do them. Yeah, that's great. But there's still maybe that lingering sort of nostalgia that's like, yeah, I'm back to my fighting weight. I can still do the things again. I'm still just as healthy as I was before, but I can't get that life back. I can't get that glory back. I can't get that love, or I can't get that experience back. But the Ten of Pentacles is, I was going to say the Ten of Cups, because it basically is that. The Pentacles contain all of the other cards. Okay, so the Pentacles contain, the Ten of Pentacles contains the Ten of Cups, Ten of Swords, the Ten of Wands as well. And so this is the unexpected blessing part. Because everything that you thought you couldn't get back, because you're older now, things have changed, it's different. Maybe the opportunity was, we think of like, we think of Rocky, right? In the Rocky movies, he gets older, gets injured, and then he could be healthy and he could be in good shape again, but he's never going to get that glory back or that love or that satisfaction. But this says, yes, you can. And it may look differently, but your life can be just as rich, just as full and as connected and as satisfying and as meaningful as ever before, more so than it ever has been. Okay? And this is you, the Queen of Swords, this is you really getting that bird's eye view and thinking, wow, yeah, I can have this glory again. I can have a life that is rich and full. I can have wealth and meaning and satisfaction and depth of experience and all this love and connection, and I can have everything in life, all of the good things in life, right? No, it's not going to look like it did before, but, we got to put it in context, This is really, really good. I hope I explained that well. I don't feel like I really did, but we're going to talk about the path of the serpent now. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost anything, and it helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate that. Okay. So the Four of Wands, that's card of completion. It's kind of the card of knowing when to say goodbye to some previous kind of energy. Okay. And I feel like this is sort of like the last night of training when you realize that, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna go do this for real now, and it's kind of like this is the last meal, this is the last day at boxing camp or whatever, and it's time to go out and really do it, yeah. This is the recognition that you've come a long way. This is you having that moment. It's like kind of sitting at the end of the day, you're having a meal, sitting by the fireplace, you're eating and you're thinking, yeah, I did it. Like this was a long journey, And we're sort of like debriefing, we're sort of recapitulating. We're saying, yeah, this was a long journey. It was challenging, but I did it. And it was hard. I didn't think I would do it, but somehow you knew you would, right? And so this is we're realizing that we're coming to the end of another cycle. And it's kind of a bittersweet because it also reminds us that there was the end of that cycle, was the past glory, right? So we're closing out that cycle, and we realize that we're closing out the cycle of our sort of recovery, and now we can be optimistic now about the beginning of the next cycle, the cycle of the new glory, the new best life, the new ideal and objective, and the new depth of meaning and purpose and connection and satisfaction and fulfillment and richness, right? So we're kind of saying goodbye to the past and hello to the future. Yeah. The Four of Swords, like I said, it's kind of you keeping other people at bay. We do know that anytime we see a 4, we start looking around for the 5, right? So we know that things are going to change. And that's just it. And even we got, look at this, 4, 4, 4. We got 6 and 6. We know that things are going to change. But things are changing into harmony, into beauty, into perfection and love and, the glory again. And guess what? The 6s all represent the sun anyway. The number 6 is the number of the sun. So this is the sun. This is the sun. And it's kind of saying that, no, you can't go back to the former glory. You're getting an even better glory now, right? In the present and in the future. And the glory is sort of, it's you and moving forward into different things. Maybe you can't do exactly what you were doing before in the same context with the same people. We've got to sort of adapt. We've got to roll forward with the world and sort of keep moving with the times. And so the 4 of Swords is the realization that, okay, we're going to have to open ourselves up to friends and family again. We're going to have to kind of get out there into the world and things are going to change. We can't stay sort of locked in our own routine for too long. See, this is the card that needs a change in terms of your relationships. It's also in the position of your relationships. This is the position of the environment. And these two positions in the Dove and Serpent spread are very connected. There is this idea of you teaching. There's this idea of you writing a book or in some way sharing or communicating your experiences, your challenges, your struggle, your road to recovery, whatever it is, sharing it. Okay? Writing the book, being the motivational speaker, or giving lectures or talks, or literally becoming a teacher or professor or something like this, right? Maybe you're doing a YouTube channel. Yeah. And what we know is that 4, just like over here, the 4 becomes the 6. Over here, the 4 becomes the 6. And this is in the position of your fear, worry, and concern, because it's just kind of like, if you're going to start this new thing where you're going to write the books, start teaching, be the motivational speaker, there's a little bit of concern that, I don't know, is this going to work? Is there going to be beauty and harmony? Is there going to be glory here? Am I going to like this? Is it going to feel satisfying? We start to have some questions. And that's natural because we're going from that 4 to the 6. We got to kind of pass through the 5. Just like on the road of recovery, let's say from 4 to 6, we had to go through the 5. There was struggle. Not every day was easy, and in my experience, there were days where I didn't want to get out of bed and go walk around the hospital unit, to get the exercise. There were days where I didn't want to do my breathing exercises and stuff. It was challenging. It didn't feel good. It feels good now because I can walk and I can breathe, right? So it's the same with this new sort of endeavor, and I feel like this is really you starting this new way of communicating with people and realizing the harmony and really that glory, that solar glory in these connections that you're making with people. Yeah. And the 10 of Wands at the end is beautiful because it matches up with our 10 of Pentacles, which is the fire to earth, right? That spiritual circuit of manifestation that we're talking about. And I feel like with this, I I feel like this is something that's really going to, how do I phrase this? Feels like this is something that you're going to have to apply all your energy to. In other words, you want something in life that's going to that's going to require all of your energy, something that you put all of yourself into. It's kind of like, it's like going to the gym and knowing that you worked your ass off and you didn't have another rep in you. And that's a good day, you know, where you've given it your all. You've given everything that you have, you know. And I think that's the kind of experience that you appreciate. I'm trying to figure out how else to talk about this, because it feels as if you want to feel that this new glory, this new life, this new sort of best life picture that we're talking about, you want to know that this new way of doing things is going to be satisfying in the sense that you had to really work and put your energy into it and put yourself into it. You want to feel at the end of the day like exhausted because you really accomplished something. You know, you want to feel like you actually did something, right? That's the 10 of Wands here. And I think you are. I think that's it. I think this is really the topper to it all. Yeah. I want to look at the mystery card though. I want to see what that, I'm thinking that's going to be some water energy, because I know we need a little bit of the water. I want to see that there's some satisfaction here. I'm getting a real sort of Clint Eastwood vibe. I don't know why. But I want some water. I want to see that there's just some joy, that there's just like that you're smiling, you know. I want to see a smile. If you got a prediction for this card, please put it in the comments. A 4 of Wands. All these 4s. My goodness, man. 4 of Wands now. I think that this card now, because, you know, it's a 4 of Wands, just like our Thoth 4 of Wands. But in the Pamela Coleman Smith, I get a different vibe for the 4 of Wands, you know. And this one to me kind of feels like you're coming home. Kind of feels like you're finding your new. You're finding comfort. You're finding home. You're finding not comfort as in life's just easy. I'm not going to do anything. You know, no, but you're finding your place. You're finding where you really feel comfortable, where you're happy. You're happy, and I think that this new life is welcoming you. I feel like your friends, your family, whatever this new work that you're doing is, it feels like the writing or the public speaking or whatever. I feel like people are really going to welcome you. I feel like you've found your groove. You've found what you're really meant to do now. Yeah. This is nice. This is nice. I still would like to see some of the water energy. It's interesting that we're kind of, and maybe you're not one for like public displays of affection or anything, you know, that you kind of, that you're, maybe you're smiling on the inside. Yeah. This is really, really good. I'm very happy here. We're going to do an extended reading, Aquarius. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Aquarius, Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free and doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.